Mixed Tag Show.
The Mixed Tag Show.
With Jenna. And Blue.
Damn.
Now, here's your host,
Jenna and Blue Magic.
Yeah.
What's up?
What's up? It's Poppington. You are listening and watching the Mixed Tag Show with
Jenna and
Azul.
Did you say Poppington?
Like they say in Harlem or
I was about
Uptown.
to say Harlem talk. You forgot to bring the fidgety.
Nope, you forgot to tell me.
You just put it in your bag or something.
No, well, tell me, remind me. That's not the thing I'm thinking about.
Whatever. You're supposed to look me out. You're supposed to be my tag team partner.
No.
What do you hit my hand for?
Sorry, it was a reaction.
Very abusive.
Anyway, how are you?
Good in yourself?
I'm okay. How was your week?
It was okay. Nothing special. About you?
No highlights for us or anything like that, right?
I spent Saturday watching wrestling.
What did I do? You didn't watch that show, did you?
No, I didn't.
Good job.
Was it Saturday or was that Friday?
Friday.
Yeah, Friday I spent time watching. I was watching Eve Wrestling. It's an all-women's wrestling program that I found that's across the border,
Nice.
across the pond.
Oh, so why didn't you tell me about it?
Because you was like not answering me.
I always answer you.
No, you wasn't. You was like out or something.
Was in Scarsdale.
See?
Anyway, well, I guess nothing really exciting happened for both of us, right?
Nah, not really.
Okay, that's all right.
It's okay. We're
Anyway.
boring.
Yeah, you are. Anything?
I am.
You got anything planned this weekend?
My son will be here this weekend.
Yay! Applaud-
Little
up-
Blue. Baby Blue. That's what you call him.
Baby Blue.
Baby Blue will be in town.
Okay, look at that smile on your face.
I have fun with my son. We have fun.
Good for you.
So, what about you? Any plans this weekend?
Well, this upcoming Saturday, shout out to the Jarvis Podcast. Janelle and them are doing their Big Four, featuring me again. I guess I did okay,
Oh.
right? With Haven
you made
and
the cut.
yeah, I made the cut. I'm excited.
So, y'all the official Big Four.
Yeah, we call ourselves the Four Horsewomen Podcast.
Oh.
Right? That's pretty dope, right?
Hmm.
So shout out to Janelle, Haven, and Tatiana.
Shout out to them, and I'm pretty sure they'll post up the episode during the week for you guys, everybody to check it out.
Yeah, so we can get into a nice little discussion and predictions about Survivor Series since it is coming up. And
Yes.
who's heading to Survivor Series? This guy. There you go. So it should be pretty exciting.
I can't wait. Undisputed will be in the building. Yes.
At the show, but they're not going to be sitting in the
The Undisputed will be together again. She be hating.
No, I don't.
Nels,
It's
G
not
Money,
It's not about hating.
Blue Magic.
Nope.
Undisputed.
Then you're talking in third person, so chill out. Okay? Anyway,
be
where did
there.
you get your gear from?
Oh, this nice fly gear
Yeah.
that I wore during WrestleMania weekend
Yes.
this past year
Yeah.
from the WWE shop.
Okay.
Shout out to the WWE shop for keeping this nice and laced.
Right. I'm not laced in WWE shop stuff currently, but still.
Yeah.
Right?
They always keeping this nice.
Yes, we got a
on
couple.
point.
We got a couple of skits coming out, so can't wait for that.
Yes.
So definitely shout out to them. If you like his gear or when I wear WWE shop stuff, you can head to our link that's provided in our YouTube description box, on our social medias at Blue Magic Grind and at
Miss Jenna Baby, BAYBEE.
and or at the Mixed Tag Show. So our coins, please. If you listen and watch the show, don't type WWE shop. Go to our link and you can purchase the same exact thing because it's the same exact thing except you just click on the link. Am I right or am I right?
You're right, and you toss on some coins. Shout out to Phil. He made sure he hit me up the other day. It's like, hey, if I do custom tees and through y'all link, does it help you?
I don't.
Like, yeah.
Was that confirmed?
I thought we confirmed that with the
No,
man we should not name.
No. Well, you've mentioned his name quite a few times, but you don't have to do it right now.
I thought we talked
No,
about
we
that.
didn't. We didn't. We've never. I hate your memory every time.
I thought it just,
Nope.
just follow the link and then
Nope.
and lead into.
Nope. Do you like my my Young Bucks jacket?
Kind of strange time to point it out, but yeah, nice jacket.
Yeah, right, we're promoting something else. I don't know. I just I'm fly, so sometimes I have to just,
It's very
green.
No, it very the Rockers ish.
Yeah.
The Rockers are very nice.
But I think I'm
Should have got a headband.
and just wore it.
Yeah, that'd have been nice.
Anyway, On that note, shout out to the WWE shop for keeping us laced. Also,
Yes, we have a Patreon.
that, again, I want people to realize and understand this was Blue's great idea. So he is anchoring
Yes.
or captaining. I don't know if that's not even a word, but
Yes, I am captain.
that's not a word.
You
He is
said it, so-
Well, that's why I said I don't know if it's a word, but yet you still said it. He is captain of this ship.
I'm
So-
pioneering.
Pioneering? No.
No, that's not the word we're looking
you are
for.
captain of this ship.
Yes.
Okay.
And it will not go down. I have ideas to place in place
So please, if you listen or watch this show, tell him,
to explain this to them.
not even to explain it, DM him and just be like, listen, promote it.
I have ideas in place. We shall talk after the show because it's nice that you look nice because we're gonna record some things.
You see, can you not tell me things at the last moment?
It's fun though. I know you're gonna look nice. You always look nice for the show.
Wow.
So I don't like.
It's a compliment.
I gotta butter her up. So I know you're gonna look nice.
So let's get into our fantasy update. We have a new. We have a new leader this week.
Yes. To kick off this week in the leading category,
Yes.
we have.
In the leading category.
Yeah, she's leading in the category.
Or leading this week. How about that?
I was in the moment.
It wouldn't be me if I didn't correct you.
Anyway.
All right.
Evolution.
You gotta put that. What is it? That little mix song. Stand up, salute.
Oh.
Yeah, for her. Shining all the women.
Yeah, it is a good song, by the way. I like that song. It was playing at
Yeah,
the time.
but
Pay-per-view was annoying, but...
Yeah, but then I was like, after I heard they got involved in the Cardi and Nicki beef.
Right.
I was like, oh.
Well, y'all lit out here. Y'all
Not lit, but I'm like, y'all picking sides over here. That's not cute. But anyway, besides that, next up, so Evolution had 248 points, and then next up is...
Bullet Club.
Petty Club Worldwide, 230 points.
Yep.
Up next, we had TK Crew with
204 points.
Rich Fam,
With 173 points.
Undisputed Nation of Domination,
120 points.
New Generation X,
With 54 points.
and Night Riders.
This is not a conspiracy. 13 points.
This is his worst week. Wow.
This is not a conspiracy.
Do the thing. So the new leader overall is Petty Club Worldwide with 23.5 points.
Yep.
Next up, we have TK Crew at 2,008 points. Next up, Night Riders at 1953. Then New Generation X, 1570. Undisputed Nation of Domination at 1031.5.
No, Evolution.
Sorry,
first.
Evolution at 1133.5. Shout out to Evolution because remember when she started off, Leah started off with like no points.
It's like 12 and 2 points.
Exactly. So she's making her way up. Undisputed Nation of Domination next at 1031.5. And last
But not
least, Rich Fam Kev with 961.5 points. So he's almost breaking the 1,000.
Yeah, he was there.
Good for you.
Yeah. But remember, this is a long season.
Yes. A lot of
Anything
things
can happen.
Exactly. Literally anything can happen.
So,
We're going to get into Crown Jewel.
kind of, sort of, sure.
All right. If you listened or watched the show last week, right?
Yep.
We didn't watch it.
Nope.
We had our reasonings behind it.
Yep.
So we're going to just go off basically on what we read and
Yeah.
people discussed. So it's not too much, but apparently the show wasn't good.
Apparently it wasn't.
Right. So it was a disaster or what have you. But in regards to our predictions, I won again. That's right. I won. Thank you.
I have to turn this down.
So there was like what? I guess there was a lot of matches if you consider the World Cup, but if you total it together in regards to who won, I have 3 out of 6 correct, and you have 2 out of 6 correct. We didn't know that there was going to be a United States Championship match. Did you know about that?
They probably announced it like after we dropped the episode. Maybe some put on the pre-show.
But that's my point.
Yeah.
So that's one day and no one said anything, right?
Yep.
And they just
Put them on first.
So I guess we'll talk about the Universal Championship?
Yes. I like this topic. My boy Brock Lesnar defeated Braun Strowman.
So there's no way in hell that you actually no. In all seriousness, you are the same person that complains about Raw day in and day out, and there you cannot be serious and like this.
I do like it. You know I'm a Brock guy. Like
No, it's not about being a Brock guy. No, this is. Blue,
I have a bigger vision for this.
No, Blue, but they don't. That's the thing. You have a big vision for it. You cannot be so blinded by because you're a Brock guy. This is
No, but I have a broader vision for this.
But you do. They don't. You know they don't. Like you fine. You can say everything that you want to say. What's your bigger vision? Tell me.
First of all, I like that it's gonna be Brock versus AJ again. Even though we had it last year, but I feel like this is it's like a slow kind of story between them because it's like last time.
It's not, but okay.
It is because it's part 2, and second of all, to date, AJ gave Brock his best match because Brock actually won a wrestle with AJ, so it's not like a squash match like it usually is.
So
it was a storytelling match.
Again,
my
Brock.
big vision.
Okay, again, like you said, Brock actually wanted to face AJ, so basically he's just collecting a paycheck.
Yeah, you can't get mad at the man for that. Anyway, my bigger vision.
You are so biased.
I'm joking.
You are so biased.
No,
Go ahead.
I've had this conversation this past week again with one of my friends. Brock cares about the business. I really truly believe he does. But if Vince tell him to be a certain way, he's going to be a certain way. He's going to play the character. I like Brock regardless. My bigger vision is to see Brock with the Universal title and a UFC title and be the first man in history to hold both titles. I am here for that. You can boo all y'all want. I am here for that.
And he won't show on the show.
Yes,
What's the point of doing all that if the man does not appear on the show?
But whose fault he doesn't show up on the show, though? Is it his?
Yes, because he agrees to that contract, and it's also Vince McMahon's fault.
Because he agrees to it? Is somebody going to say, hey, show up 5 times a year to do a show?
But you just said the man loves the business. So
He does.
So if Vince McMahon offers him, let's say $2 million, and I want you to fight, more dates, he's not gonna accept that.
Yes, he is. How you gonna know what he was gonna accept or not? How can you say that for the man?
You are so delusional when it comes to Brock Lesnar.
No,
I swear.
how?
You are
You know why?
delusional.
Let me tell you something. I said this about his character. You know why this character works so much? Because
It doesn't work though. That's the thing.
you hate him, right?
I don't hate him. I don't know him. I don't like this. I don't like the storyline. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in AJ and Brock. I don't hate Brock Lesnar. I don't know him. I don't like this. I don't care for his character, whether he's a face or a heel. I don't care.
But
I don't care about Brock.
But that's what the character is.
No, the character's not for you to not care.
No, when you hear him, when the shows now, they're booing him. They don't like him. They upset the Universal title idea, but that's what plays to him because he doesn't do media. He doesn't do social media, so it plays perfect into his characteristic that he doesn't care about the business.
No one cares about, at this point, no one cares. No one cares.
If they didn't care, they wouldn't boo.
I mean, he doesn't always get that big of a reaction. Like, it depends on it depends on the city.
It's building.
For the past how many years, Blue?
But that's the thing.
You biased when it comes to Brock
it's
Lesnar.
not.
Yes,
but I feel like that's what fits his character. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel.
It's fine. That's how you feel.
And
but
again, I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I'm not biased. Yes, I am biased.
Okay, so then that's not cool. You being biased in regards to that. You cannot like someone who has a title and then doesn't show up. You can't be on the side of, oh well, AJ shows up every week and has the title for the. No,
Two sides of the coin.
No,
when Roman has the title,
silly, bro.
When Roman had the title, it was
and he was there.
He was there,
and
but
and then you had an issue.
Used.
How was it? There was 2-3 different times he put up his title on Raw.
2, yes, he
2 or 3 different times. He gave Finn 2 or 3 different times.
He gave Finn his rematch to the Hot
and
Crowd of Brooklyn.
And then the last time. When he was going to put up his title against Dolph Ziggler and then Baron cockblocked and was like, no, I say win whatever. And they didn't have the championship match.
Again, it's not towards Roman, but I'm saying is the title had the same effect as when it was put on Roman. Because after that, he jumped into the 3-on-3 feud and the title took the back seat. All the titles took the back seat. I said this. All the titles took back seat
It's not the
to
same
that
thing.
feud.
You just being mad biased in regards to that. This is stupid.
I-
No one's here for it. I don't see anything positive about this. I don't see positive comments about this. You're wildin'.
The title's being mentioned on UFC now. That's a positive. I see a positive.
You're
right there.
wildin'. UFC is not going to turn into watch WWE because UFC fanboys and fangirls crap all over the WWE. This is not going to make them tune in. The same way you said this about Ronda.
No, but I had to. Again, this was mentioned on UFC's product by a UFC
Correct.
fighter.
Correct.
So
correct.
it draws more interest, in my opinion, because
But
that person's current. A person's champion in UFC.
Okay.
He's current.
But it's the
He's
same thing.
mentioning
But
it.
it's the same thing you say about Ronda Rousey.
Ronda's not current in UFC.
But she's a known figure in
But she's
in
not
UFC.
current, and she's not liked because
UFC
she ran when she lost.
fanboys and fangirls are not going to tune in to watch WWE. You know
I'm not
that.
saying, but I'm saying.
So then this does nothing.
It does, because
It
it's
doesn't.
being mentioned.
It
Because
doesn't.
it might pick up a few. It's being mentioned on another product. That person who mentioned the WWE Universal title
Please
is
tell
more,
this man
is
that
more
he's
known than
delusional.
Ronda.
Okay, Blue.
I'm
All
Hill
right.
Blue today. Go ahead.
It's not about you being Hill. You're just delusional.
Hill Blue. Go ahead. Most
Delusional Blue. I
Hill
think
Blue.
that has a ring to it. Delusional
No,
Blue.
We're not starting hashtags.
On
again.
top of that, hashtag delusional blue. On
No.
top of that, you made Braun look like a punk. You made him look stupid. Not a punk. You made him look stupid. Apparently there was no offense from him. He got hit in the head by Baron Corbin with the
Makes no
title.
sense.
Thank you.
That makes no sense.
So now you in favor of Brock Lesnar becoming the Universal
I have no
Championship like
problem
this.
with that. But again, I don't have a problem with him being a champion, but that didn't make no sense. That was stupid. Baron Corbin hitting Braun.
But that's how you don't have a problem with it, but this is how people are essentially booked against this man for the most part. So on that note, he got no offense and he kicked out a 1,000,001 F5s. Came back, got maybe one offensive move in, and
he looked strong going out.
I can't.
I'm joking.
I can't. I'm
joking.
annoyed.
I'm joking.
Shane McMahon defeats Dolph Ziggler and becomes the best in the world. I know, but I like this.
Where's my button?
Okay, so The Miz and Dolph Ziggler faced each other, or were supposed to face off in the finals. The Miz ankle all of a sudden suffered an ankle injury, and then Shane McMahon would not accept defeat and took the place of The Miz and faced off against Dolph Ziggler. He became the best in the world. Right? What do you think?
It did look like Miz really did twist his ankle, so I can't really get mad at that.
But it was clearly a work.
I think it's more so it was like a call of audible from the back ASAP because Shane was at ringside already anyway.
Nope, because we'll talk about that in Hot Topics. But go ahead, continue.
But that's what I thought. But again, we'll talk about more in Hot Topics. Yeah, this was no. Leave me alone. You didn't get me the Fidgy.
The Fidgy?
The fidget spinner, whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, this is stupid. Him being best in the world for what? Like.
Well, again, we'll discuss
And then him
it
celebrating like he actually went through the entire tournament.
when others actually, did their thing. But we'll discuss it a little bit later on. I mean, that's just was the common theme of Saudi Arabia, Crown Jewel, whatever. Just very lackluster.
Yeah.
So, whatever.
Let's go into your show.
Raw. Raw starts off with Baron Corbin and the superstars and what have you. And interesting, they have Alexa Bliss. Even though she's out of commission, basically, she's injured, she's still named the Raw Women's Team captain. What do you think about this, and who is going to be on the team?
This just is straight stupid, in my opinion. And for all you fanboys that like to cheer for Alexa Bliss because of the way she looks, this is still stupid. Because now it's like...
What does that have to do with...
No, because I got into a whole thing during the episode, because to me, it made no sense for her to be team captain. You're out of commission. You're sidelined. Why are you pushing her in the front light again when there's plenty of women on the roster that could hold their own? So now you're taking away from everybody else to keep pushing somebody that's hurt again for what? Let her go rest at home, and then when she's ready to come back, she comes back.
Isn't that what they kind of do with Brock Lesnar?
No, push to the front like this, like make team captain and constantly every week the spotlight of the show. No, this is what they used to do with Roman.
Is that what they're doing with Brock, giving him the title and letting him have an exclusive deal?
No, that's totally different. It's totally different.
Okay.
That's totally different.
Okay.
Like, in this case, I get it. The Universal, I'll say this. I'm a Brock Lesnar guy, whatever. Stop. Don't start this again. I'm a Brock Lesnar guy, whatever, but the Universal title is a joke. Overall, it's just plain old joke.
Oh.
It is.
Oh.
Like,
I wonder why.
But this is why I like it being taken away from the show, because to me, right now.
That's the reason why it's viewed as a joke.
Yes, because.
First of all, tone it down.
Yes, no, because I'm telling you what happened. This is why.
No.
I'm glad Brock takes it away.
No.
Because you build Brock to be such a monster, right?
He's not a monster, though.
But they built him to be such a monster to be defeated by one. This goes back to everything we've been talking about. To beat by one person, and now the person can't even do it no more. Now you don't build nobody else enough to be believable.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So that's the whole point as to why Brock being the Universal Champion.
But you
is
blaming
dumb.
Brock. It's not.
I didn't blame Brock. I said the fact that they gave him this title, so you're not making sense. 1 minute is like, I love this, but you're complaining.
Because the title's away. I'm a Brock guy.
But
the title's away.
Why?
Because who's on the roster is gonna carry the title right now?
Braun is easily the person to carry it.
No, because now he's, as we were talking.
And even besides, if Brock is not in the picture, there's, like, we constantly have this conversation. There's plenty of people that can hold their own and be heavyweight championship title holders, right? Seth easily can do it. Dean can easily do it. Finn can easily do it. But why
I don't
not?
know about Finn right now. But it's
not about right now. It's just about they were going to give him the title
right.
until he got injured.
Right.
So clearly there's people more than capable of having the Universal Championship.
Right.
But we're not doing that because Vince wants to put all his eggs in one basket, which is a constant issue you have.
Right.
He puts his eggs all in one basket,
right.
and that's the situation with Brock. We'll talk about it in the hot topics in regards to the plans for this. This is the common thing.
But the eggs in one basket isn't Brock though.
How then? If you throw the Universal Championship because Roman got sick. Okay, so now we're gonna give it to Brock for what exactly? Because of what?
Again, the way they built the roster was all eggs in one basket, which was Roman.
Okay, so now.
Right?
You have other people we talked about in the past couple of weeks with Drew McIntyre is easily a contender for the heavyweight.
Yet.
He's not ready yet.
Because he's been part of the tag team division the entire time. This is his first single.
He's been booked.
Eventually,
He's been booked. He's been booked really strong. 1, 2. If you look at comments on social media, they're always talking about Drew being the next in line for being the Universal Champion.
Next in line, but not right now. He's being built up.
Next in line because you're a contender, though.
Let the build-up happen,
anyway, all right. Let
the build-up
you're
happen.
not making sense,
So you're talking about throwing it on him right now? Throwing it up on him right now for what? For right now? Now. Give it to him right now.
You have multiple people that can carry that title.
You saying
yes, you can give him a match.
Give Drew to him right now. What has outside of the tag team division? What has he done single-wise on Raw? Why give it to him right now?
But why give it to Brock? What is Brock doing? If Brock is not always on Raw, if he's not always on Raw, you're not making sense.
I laugh at it because it's this.
You're not making sense. You're talking about Drew. What's Drew? What has Brock done if he's not on Raw?
But that's my point. I say I like Brock. Yes, I'm biased, but this is why I like the Universal to be away because this is their fault. This is their death. They didn't put enough people to build up, so now you're stuck with Brock. That's why I laugh. This is why I laugh because you didn't do your job and build up enough people to be contenders. You had one person to be contender towards Brock.
So you laugh. So you rather this trend to continue, basically.
Yeah, didn't I just say I'm being heelish? Realistically, this is stupid. The Universal title is a joke. This is realistic I'm talking now. Because you put your eggs in one basket so nobody is contender-wise for the title. Is it what you do back? You go back to giving the person out you thought was going to be able to put somebody over.
Okay,
so now you have to rebuild somebody else to get the title.
So now thank you. We're being realistic. But, because with the whole Brock thing,
I keep telling you this. The Brock thing is hilarious to me. That's why I keep saying I love the Brock thing because it's them burying themselves.
I don't see it.
To me, it's them burying themselves. This is what you get for not building the stars
Alexa Bliss. So you have an issue with her being the captain because she's sidelined. Who do you think they're gonna pick in regards to the women's Raw team?
Amber Moon.
You think Ember's gonna be
She's
on
gonna
there?
be on there.
Okay.
Dana Brooke.
So it's 5 women that have to be on the team, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a feeling they're gonna start this tag team titles thing at Survivor Series. I don't know why.
Okay. I mean, they have to, right? Because, and we'll talk about it with Tamina and Nia. So
that's why I'm trying to avoid certain people. I'm trying to see who would fit in.
Yeah.
Alicia Fox and Mickie James.
You think Sasha and Bailey are not going to be a part of it?
No, because they're gonna be too busy with the tag team thing. Because who Tamina and Nia is gonna fight?
That's a really weak roster.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
no shade to any other women, but like
but
in regard, not so much even talent wise, just because of popularity wise.
That's why I keep Riot Squad out of it too. Because maybe Ruby Riot, because they talked about would they pick Sasha or Bailey, but she don't know. She's looking at all 5 of them. Maybe Ruby Riot, so that they could go ahead and have a 2-on-2 with the other Riot Squads.
It was actually up to Alexa. She wouldn't pick Sasha
At all. Straight shoot.
Right. But anyway,
who do you think?
I can see what you're saying in regards to that, the tag team thing, especially again, we'll discuss it. But I just feel like at this point you want your known people there. So I'm going to say Sasha, Bailey, Ruby. There's 5 women, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say Dana.
Now she's going to pick her girls, Mickie and Alicia. Those are girls.
I think what Alexa's going to do is have Mickie and Alexa face off TBH. Yeah.
That'd be messed up.
But it's good. So I think out of the 2, I'm just picking names. I know it's probably not 5, but I'm just picking names, Dana and Nia, because Tamina always gets looked over, unfortunately. So
yeah.
So that's who I would see. But I agree and understand in a sense as to why Alexa is the team captain. Popularity, right? As much as you don't care for her, I don't care for her character. You don't care for her character. It's just she has to be included some way somehow. But my thing is, by the same token, there was others who were right that have been sidelined and what have you, and you didn't necessarily have them involved. Like, you know what I mean?
They have them mandatory roles like ringside.
Exactly. But again, it comes at this point popularity. You can't deny that she's one of the popular superstars, not just men, not just for women, but just men and women. She's popular. So you have to include her some way somehow. Right?
Yeah.
So, and who knows? I don't know how long this concussion or what have you is going to keep her sidelined, because that's been quite a few weeks. No?
It's been like 2 weeks now.
Okay, but then Survivor Series is in 2 weeks, right? So that's
next week, yeah.
That's 3-4 weeks, right?
Yeah.
So I wonder if this is really bad or what.
I think it's just more so that this is probably her second concussion, maybe. If I'm not mistaken.
In the matter, I don't know, because last time it was her. I don't know when she had her last concussion, but
last time was it her? I don't think it was really her arm, was it?
Well, that's what they said. It was her arm. She had numbness in her arm. Anyway, AOP wins the tag team championship. What do you feel? How do you feel about that? Because we've been talking about it for weeks. That where is AOP, and then all of a sudden they show up with Drake Maverick and. Yeah. What do you think?
I'm glad they got the titles. I'm just not happy how they got it.
Okay.
Like this 201 was like. It didn't look like a handicap match. It looked like a real match. Like they were struggling with Seth.
Well, but doesn't it keep Seth strong though?
Yeah, but if he would have got demolished by AOP, nobody would count him as weak. It was 2-on-1.
No, I know, but I actually thought the match was cool and there was some good spots. Speaking of which, I hate when they go to overseas. No shade to the UK, but it's just something about the vibe. The crowd is never lit to me. And it's just like the crowd was especially like dead for the 2 shows in general. Like,
right.
It's just I don't like when they're overseas. Plus it's not live, right? So it's just like you don't know what. Not even spoilers, but just the sound effects that they mess with. That like that I just.
Too. I heard that they changed up a lot of stuff audioly during Raw.
Is that a word?
I don't know, but we're gonna put it in the dictionary anyway.
Oh, okay.
We're making words today.
So
what was yours again? Capiting?
Nope, because I said that is not a word. So
We're gonna put it in the dictionary. We're gonna start a dictionary.
No, we're not. No, we're not. Anyway, so Dean Ambrose showed up, and what do you think? Do you like that he still hasn't said anything?
Yeah, he plays it to his mysterious ways. Like I said, I think he just doesn't like being called a lunatic anymore, and it shows to it. Like he just got that edge to him. Like I like it. I like the Dean and Seth thing going on.
Yeah, I like the suspense. I would keep the suspense going just because we're dying to know why he did it. But I hope they don't overdo it. Like you got to tease us, but then let him say his piece. So yeah. So Ronda Rousey hypes up Survivor Series, her match against the man, Becky Lynch. What did you think of this promo?
I wasn't a big fan of the promo. A lot of people say they liked it.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I feel like she was like putting down wrestling because she was like, "Wow, you was doing this and that. I was, being the baddest on the planet, and I was fighting in UFC, and it felt like you was put like, oh, while you was doing wrestling things, I was out doing UFC things.
I'm sorry, and let's not forget Becky Lynch is part of the 4 Horsewomen,
right?
So let's not put down
exactly. So it was just like I didn't like. I wasn't big on it because it was like I felt like you was putting down what you claimed you love.
Exactly. I you know what? I didn't even think of it that way. That makes sense. Reason why I didn't like it, I think Nikki, wow, Ronda does better at when she's
in the moment.
Not she is in the moment when she is cutting a promo at someone, like someone's there. She was talking to the TV, the camera, and it just her mannerisms were very awkward. And now that you point that out, I wouldn't like that either because now this is someone Becky that's put in work and now is finally getting her shine.
Right.
So like you're putting down someone that's been hustling and now finally is on top. You don't knock that.
Yeah.
You celebrate that. I think with this match coming up, and I guess we'll talk more about with predictions when Survivor Series is close. I don't think that in regards to popularity, Becky is too hot right now.
She's too hot. She can't lose.
She can't. She can't lose.
This way. She can't.
I mean, we know she is, but
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Really?
Because Ronda has to catch her first L somehow and still protect the title. This is the perfect scenario for it. That's not gonna happen. This is a perfect scenario for it.
Well, when we make our predictions, you'll go for Becky, and I'm gonna have to go with Ronda. But she can't lose, just in the sense of she's hot. Like she is.
I'm talking about Becky.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Becky is hot right now. Just her tweets, her captions, like the man is on fire.
But that's my point. So now think about it this way.
And I get it.
She beat Ronda, and then Ronda got to go back to Raw. Everybody's like, yo, you supposed to be carrying our title.
I get it. That'd be a great storyline, but that's not. But it goes that
too much sense. I know.
Exactly. So, but it looks like we both in agreement that it wasn't the better promo, and I'm disappointed because she was doing well with Nikki, and I want to see that progression, not regress. But you were right.
I was
finally.
You ignored my tweet too because I tweeted you.
I stopped tweeting it when you tweet. Wait, when did you tweet me?
During Raw when it happened. I sent you a tweet. I sent you the guy that does this.
I'm sorry. Let me respond to you.
Yeah, we'll
let me see. Let me see if I see it. I'll respond to you now.
I don't know. Your mentions be kind of hectic. You litty out here.
I low-key be out here. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Let me look for Blue.
Yeah, keep scrolling.
But go ahead, keep talking. Keep talking.
So I was right. Nia Jax and Tamina will be teaming up. They took out Amber Moon, which I kind of saw it coming because Amber was just there. I'm like, dang, they really about to do this to Amber, but yeah, they're teaming up, and it's the Dynasty.
Can you stop calling her Amber?
Amber.
Okay.
Amber Moon.
Yeah.
But this is the Dynasty, the Samoan Dynasty, and yes, they're related. I looked it up because there was some conversation about that as well. Right there.
You said
I changed it because he was doing it too fast. I didn't like it. So I went to CM Punk.
So you deleted?
Yeah, I went to CM Punk. But yes, they're related. Jimmy Snuka married into the family. He married one of the daughters. And so yes, they are related. Because I know there's a lot of people asking questions about that.
When you're right, you're right.
Yeah. How did you rate Raw? Well, how did you feel about the tag team?
Can I get my opinion?
sorry.
In?
I'm sorry.
When you're right, TBH. Hold on.
Oh, she's tweeting me live, guys. I feel special.
Okay. Yeah, because so many people tweet me and just my mentions. Anyway.
Right, it be blowing up. I'm telling you.
Okay. Anyway. Well, I guess it makes sense to what you're saying in regards to the women tag team championships. I wanted to see a feud between them, TBH.
I'm pretty sure we're going to get it eventually.
I don't know. The way they book them, who knows? But I would have loved to see that. So, but I just like that Tamina is getting something. And I hope they don't stop their push.
So now that you know this team is put together, do you still want Boss and Huck to win the tag team titles?
Of course. Of course I do. What type of question? How do I rate Raw? I thought it was like a C- D.
I would give it C-, not a D, because I like the Tamina and Nia thing happening.
Okay.
And then they did some of the tag team titles, which I was complaining about. So I can't give it a D.
Okay.
I'll give it a C-.
All right. Well, people rated Raw a C. So then it was like, okay, that's where it's at. Boop. Okay, your turn.
Do it again.
Boop. Okay.
That's going to be our thumbnail.
Wait. Was my face seen?
I don't know.
Boop. Okay. Boop.
Okay. Moving on to SmackDown, my show. I will be getting a SmackDown show for a SmackDown T-shirt for Survivor Series.
Can you get me one?
But you're not Team SmackDown.
But I was gonna wear Raw next week and then SmackDown the following week.
Okay.
I've been meaning to get SmackDown.
All right. I'll see what I can do.
I remember.
Okay. You remember what? Good.
No, I just remember last year when like Raw was hot.
Mm-hmm.
You remember the siege that went down?
And I want to get into that. I'm gonna talk about it a little bit later.
But when Raw invaded, came back, yo, Raw's shirts were sold out. It's like, girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
SmackDown, Shane McMahon and Paige started off the show and took a picture with the trophy. And Shane, said, I can't take all the credit myself.
No recaps. There was some booze, though.
I know. He got booze for it.
Okay.
So I just wanted to get your thoughts of how you think that show kicked off.
I didn't really care for it.
They got the hometown girl to come out.
It did nothing for me. You have The Miz and Dane Bryan co-captains. It really didn't do much for me. Like, Shane being the best in the world. Like, we'll talk about it in Hot Topics, but I was like, okay, cool.
But did you not peep Shane kind of heelish move on Paige?
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I said we'll kind of talk about it in Hot Topics.
Okay.
What was the heelish move?
Like, he snatched the trophy from Paige and took a picture by himself?
Yeah. So, again, we'll
subtly,
yeah, so we'll discuss, again, because it's in our Hot Topics, but it didn't really do much for me. I mean, and then that's another thing, too. People were booing, right? Mm-hmm. Heel, booing. So, go ahead.
But also, like you said, the co-captains between Daniel Bryan and Miz, they seem to be working together a little bit for the most part.
I mean, they've been working with each other for years now, right?
I know, but I'm saying in terms of the characters not hitting each other, and
but then went back
to
to
the Hot Topics about Miz?
No.
There's talks about him being face.
Ooh.
So that's why I think this is a nice little build up for that.
I would love to see Miz be a face and see how he works.
So I think that's why they started making.
He's never been a face, has he?
Nope. This is why he was one time when.
Your man's Eli over here.
Yeah, chilling on the sideline.
Right. No. Well, now he's gonna look it up.
Oh, he gonna fact check it.
Yeah, that's our fact check guy. We've been looking for a fact check guy.
But yeah, I think that's why they trying to build that bridge between them two.
Who was he facing in 2013?
Nah, he's never been faced, really.
Boo this man. Go ahead, boo him.
Wait,
boo that man.
Let him fact check it,
and then we'll boo. Okay.
We'll come back to it.
All right.
Becky Lynch's promo.
Just anybody listening, if this wasn't Blue this time, that's it. Because they always got to come for you.
Yeah.
So the reason why I said Spitfire Scarlet, did you see the new shirt, the Loxley shirts? Shout out to WWE Shop for that. You're not wearing that.
I'm just saying merch.
When you get it, you can do it.
It's still WWE merch.
Okay. Well, anyway, she's just a
dropping
bars. I mean, I would we don't have time, but I would pull up just her tweet after tweet after tweet.
You see her going at Seth Rollins?
Seth Rollins. Did you see the Siri thing?
Yeah, hey Siri, can you mention something about Becky Lynch and also Nia Jax? She was in the ring with me?
No. Look, Siri came up.
Oh, my bad, Siri.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when she said, Siri, who's my biggest stan?
Oh.
And she said, Ronnie.
Yeah.
Yo, Becky. Like I've been saying this when shout out to the other 4 horsemen of podcasting. We had this conversation on their last Big 4, and they were like,
Right?
yeah, they were like, Becky. I'm like, yo, let Becky work. Becky is dope, and she's just showing it. Like, if I didn't stand Sasha, no, you know what? She's always been one of my favorites. So
yeah, definitely.
and I've always had it like, yo, she needs a push.
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily think she needed to be a heel. I just think she needed to be a push.
Now
Now that I see it, she could be a heel. Whatever. But like even before, when people were just like, oh, we would talk about Becky. I'm like, I don't think she necessarily needs to be a heel, right? It's just wasn't giving her opportunity, and I kept saying like, just give her an opportunity. And now you're giving her an opportunity. Plus, she's killing it as a tweener heel.
I always say that being a face takes so much work than it is to be a heel.
Absolutely. That's why when people say, oh, this person's the best, like, again, not to shade Alexa Bliss or Charlotte Flair, like, it's easy being a heel, right?
Right.
You know, but how can you get over as a face and people like you without being nauseating, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like how Sasha can get over, how Seth can get over, how Bayley can get over, even though they're faces, right?
Right. But then you have people like Apollo Crews that's been trying forever.
Right? And even with Charlotte, let's keep it 100.
Charlotte was not that great of a face.
When she first came up and when she came onto the main roster and now, right? Yeah. It's not believable that she's like, quote unquote, the underdog type. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Naomi has gotten herself over as a face, as definitely. A baby face.
Yeah.
So I just feel like when you can be a heel and face, like you're super, super talented, in my opinion.
Right. And Becky was definitely feeling herself, made that open challenge, and Nikki Cross came out with Sanity.
Wow. Out of nowhere. So you think that it was like a...
It was a one and done.
One and done? Yeah.
Because it was a home country kind of thing.
Yeah.
Having those two go at it. It was a great match, too.
It was.
I hope they don't screw up Nikki when she does come up, because that character is
really
something
dope.
else.
Yeah.
And she carries that over to Twitter, too.
Yeah, so... But it was nice to see Nikki, like you said, and, of course, the man won, so... Andrade Almas and
Rey Mysterio.
619. You still looking?
Yeah, I found it.
Oh, okay.
Late 2012 and throughout 2013 he was a face.
Who was he feuding with?
He was paired with Ric Flair.
Oh! Yeah, when he told
that was so brief.
Yeah, because he turned on Rick like ASAP and stole
because he stole his
the figure 4.
Applaud that man.
Yeah, good job.
Good
look.
I'm very impressed. I'm impressed. So, yeah, I know.
But yeah, Almas versus Mysterio.
We both like, oh.
Yeah, I forgot. It was so small.
Yeah. But yeah, what did you think of this match?
It was a good match. I enjoyed it.
I was very excited to see these two pair up because, the lineage and what have you. So,
history.
Yes.
First time ever I think they ever stepped in the ring together, I think.
Yeah, so it was pretty.
That, but
this is pretty dope. And of course, Randall came and ruined all of that
out of nowhere
with the RKO. So I'm assuming they're gonna start a feud with Randy and
Ray?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
But where does this leave Andrade?
I feel like they're not trying to put too much eggs on Andrade because they're just trying to gear him up. Same thing with with Drew. I think they just give him enough just so they could carry over into 2019 and blow up in 2019. So
Paige didn't wait. She named her SmackDown Live
which I
women's
think
roster.
Raw dropped the ball not doing that.
Yeah, like just tell us already.
Right. Because
next week I think Stephanie's gonna come.
Yeah.
But it's just like, all right, if this girl is the captain.
I think Bliss is telling it, but Stephanie's gonna be there when she does it.
Okay. What did you think of who Paige selected on the team? And what did you think about
Mandy
and Sonya?
It was a very interesting pick. I like the picks that she put up there. It's SmackDown. I don't have that many women to pick from. They only left out Rose. That's the only person that was left.
Oh, the Iconics.
And the Iconics, but the tag team thing. I'm telling you, I have a feeling. But yeah, I like the girls, and then the thing between Mandy and Sonya.
That I like.
Yeah.
Because first of all, ever since they came onto SmackDown, they haven't been used.
Right.
So this is the first time that we hear them actually speak,
Yeah.
and they have a storyline, and they even got a little reaction from the very quiet Manchester crowd, right? So I thought that was pretty dope. I tell you, if the women had their own show, you can do all of this. Tamia and Nia, Mandy and Sonya, Ember, and what have you. It's coming.
Dare I say, Mandy might challenge Sonya for her spot and take it?
I wouldn't. I like it.
But where's Charlotte? What happened to Charlotte?
Completely forgot about that. Charlotte did not show up. What do you think that's gonna happen with Charlotte?
She's trying to find herself. I think that's the storyline. I have an idea.
Talk to me.
That this is where the 4 horsewomen come save the 4 horsewomen, and we have a little standoff at Survivor Series.
You were just picking some really good ideas and just throwing it out there. Good for you.
Like this is
because you had me riled up with the whole Brock thing, but this is the second thing that you done said.
Yeah.
Second or third thing that.
Like have them go at it, and then NXT 4 horsewomen come. Well, MMA 4 horsewomen come out, and then Sasha and Bailey come out, and it's like an odds number, and then all of a sudden Charlotte's like, all right, I gotta be out here for my girls, kind of situation, and
but then at least Charlotte as the hero.
No, she's not gonna be a hero. It's more so like because she's still trying to find herself. So like, it's more so like, is she gonna play second fiddle to Becky now, or?
So what do you rate SmackDown?
I liked it. I give it an
A. Okay. I didn't really. It was like a C for me.
Really?
Yeah. That crowd killed it for me. Maybe that's why I wasn't really into it.
Really?
Yeah. Because I didn't care for the main event. I didn't care.
What was the main event again?
Exactly. It was Samoa Joe versus Jeff Hardy.
Oh, that match was decent.
It wasn't that it wasn't decent. It's just like
Whatever.
whatever.
Having that thing, Daniel Bryan and
that didn't really interest me.
It does because it's like so now Daniel Bryan.
It didn't interest. It didn't interest me.
You.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm not saying it adds another element to the never-ending story of Daniel Bryan and The Miz.
Because is this the double turn now?
But it just didn't do anything for me. So
yeah. All right.
And I will say on Tuesday I was extremely tired. Like after I finished voting, I hope everyone voted.
You did text me like you fell asleep for a bit.
I was knocked out. I ate and I was just like, and I was like, wait, what happened? So yeah. So nothing about 205 Live. NXT.
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about the women.
Yeah. So we're having Shayna Baszler versus Kairi Sane again. But this time, 2 out of 3 falls.
So what do you think? Are you over this?
I kind of am, but I get it. I just felt that the 2 out of 3 falls match is not what they should have had. They should have had a cage match to keep the girls out. Because that's what happened. The girls interrupted. So what's going to stop the girls from interrupting?
Especially with 2 out of 3. You can still get involved.
I think the only thing this is probably is a setup for Io Shirai to come save Kairi.
The 2 Japanese girls.
Yeah, they've been promoting them on NXT Instagram already as best friends. So
that's stupid.
No, they are best friends.
No, I'm just saying that's stupid. I'm not saying that they're not. I'm just saying stupid.
So that's why I think they left it like that. But we'll see.
I don't really care for this, to be honest with you. I just I want to see something new, like especially, and it's like I don't want them to get called up.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like, okay, what more can you do with Kairi? What more can you do with Shayna? You know. So I was just like, all right, but I'm pretty sure it'd be a dope match, especially with the stipulation. However, I was excited for
your homegirl.
Yes, Bianca Belair versus Mia Yim next week. I thought that promo was fire. Bianca just blows me away. Just like, again, I always compare NXT to being minor leagues of WWE, right? Where you're supposed to hone in your skills. Bianca's gotten there and has the confidence in regards to promos, her in-ring ability.
Right. I
think she's super, super, super dope. And that promo, she always makes me laugh. Just her mannerisms and what she says. and she's believable, right? And then you have someone like Mia Yim, who's dope, right? So this could be a nice feud.
It can be. I don't think it'll be too much longer because eventually they're gonna have to give Bianca her shot. This is probably like, even if this is a one and done, I'm okay with it. Maybe a little plant seed for a future feud.
Yeah, and it just goes back down, and I guess because obviously there is so much talent, but I just miss the days of NXT where it was, it's multiple women storylines, but it's just something like, remember we used to watch and you had Emma and Paige had a match, and Sasha and Charlotte had a match, and then Summer Rae and this person, and we had another segment. It's just, I feel like there's so much people that we could be using right now and we're not using.
Right.
That's why.
I think NXT just needs another hour.
I was just gonna say that. Oh my God, Jinx! Like, oh my God, I was literally, and then you cut me off. But yeah, But I was just gonna say they just put it to 2 hours and you can get that accomplished. I know they can.
Yeah, because they gave it an extra hour on Takeovers because the same issue. Like, you try to fit in 5 matches in 2 hours.
How do you rate NXT? We gotta start rating NXT.
I give it like a C+.
Okay, I agree.
It was good in betweens.
So that's it for WWE. I know there's a lot of indies stuff that happened.
Yeah, I didn't get it. It's too much wrestling going on right now, first of all. I didn't get a chance to watch all of Jericho's crews.
Yeah.
But the Elite did have a podcast of Talk is Jericho, and they announced that they would no longer be referred to as the Bullet Club.
Yeah, they're going all the way.
They're going all the way with the Elite.
No, I mean, you have to go the other way, like, the Young Bucks.
But it would still be the same way if we were standing next to each other.
Yeah, I know, but we just... Alrighty.
The Elite.
That is actually a good one.
What?
For, like, thumbnail? Yeah.
This way? No, you go the other way. Okay.
We'll go this way because you kind of technically we need it for the thumbnail, right?
Yeah, I guess. We'll figure it out.
Okay. Whatever.
Anyway, so they're going to go officially by the Elite and will no longer go by the Bullet Club. Somebody tweeted, I believe, one of the Jacksons.
Bullet Club.
Not for life anymore.
Well,
Yeah?
yeah, no, it is. This leads into what Jackson said because it was like, so what am I going to do with all this Young Bucks, Omega, and Cody Bullet Club shirts I have? And it was like, no, keep wearing it because that played a big role in our careers. Like, I'll never be ungrateful for what I was being part of it. It's just that we had to take it to the next phase in our careers. So they still, just like how we still claim as Adam Cole and AJ and Finn, they still want that same recognition. So it still plays into it.
Okay, well, definitely excited for this new chapter in the story of Bullet Club / the Elite. So
I'm telling you, it's going to be something crazy in 2019. Oh, my God.
Yeah?
It's going to be something so crazy. It's not WWE. If anybody think they're going to WWE, they're not going to WWE, but it's going to be something so crazy.
So our poll question for the week was, who can we not?
Sorry.
Thank you. Who should be in the Hall of Fame? How many are we selecting? I'm just like one. I don't care.
You want to do one?
Yeah.
Okay, we could do one. Because I don't want to pick like the obvious, like Owen Hart and China. I'm gonna pick somebody controversial, and I know that I'm gonna get maybe some heat for this.
Benoit?
Yes.
Okay.
I say see, he looked at me like, wait, what?
You don't think so?
Wait, for what?
So the poll question is, who should be in the Hall of Fame? And you just think of whoever you want. He was thinking Benoit.
Real life?
Yeah, like the WWE Hall of Fame. Like, who would you induct?
Right. And I said
That's
Chris
not
Benoit.
in there right now.
I said Chris Benoit. I would pick Chris Benoit.
Would you pick him?
I love him, but I just no.
Okay.
Yeah, see, a lot of people have that stigma.
He's
See,
like-
a lot of people it feels like they got this bad stigma to Chris Benoit.
Opens a good conversation for the head trauma. But
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But
like,
is that something that
they don't want to do that right.
exactly? We need to give you a mic so we can
yeah, so you can chime in.
chime in. But yeah, like he said, I think that's a good conversation to have, especially they kind of do the whole thing with the wellness thing and concussions, right?
Right.
But we don't really get into it in regards to the whole head trauma. What is it called?
CTE.
Yeah, CTE. So I don't disagree, though. I mean,
But
Chris
they're saying the reason to keep him out is because what he did.
No, and I was getting ready
Yeah.
to say, like, I don't disagree in what you think in regards to inducting him. He had a great career,
Right.
but what he did, right?
Yeah, but also did Jimmy Snuka. and then we had somebody that just reinstated that used the N-word on his own.
Correct.
So,
I'm not disagreeing.
So
with you.
are we gonna connect the body of work to the person or separate it like they like to do?
Yeah.
So and again, like you said, I blame CTE for what he did.
Yes. Yeah.
Like everybody keeps blaming, like, oh, he used drugs, he did it. He did
Yeah,
it
it was
entertaining us.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was just all that plays a factor,
Right.
You know, just constantly with the headshots and what have you, you know, and then
It's not like that's the person that he was. His
Right.
brain was 70 years old.
yeah, although 70-year-olds don't do.
No, but like for in that body,
Nah,
like,
I understand, but I don't
that's a whole
disagree.
other discussion because it's like the same thing with NFLs that kill themselves in the car. And
Yeah, well, yeah, we can
Yeah.
discuss that some other time, but I think I'm gonna pick the obvious. I think obviously Owen Hart needs to be in the Hall of Fame.
hell yeah,
And we've had this conversation when we first started the show with China. China deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
yeah,
And I know you were like, give it time or what have you. Honestly, this would have been perfect. I know the whole Evolution thing happened after WrestleMania, what have you, but that would have been actually like perfect, right? Just
don't be
select.
surprised for next year.
Yeah, but Evolution happened this year.
But but they feel like this is still the era of Evolution because they about to announce the tag team titles.
Okay.
They try to do more.
The funny thing is, you know, that when we post our daily clips or that episode that was watching, and we got the Rock and Jericho clip, and then the Edge and Christian, and then our Friday's clip.
Yeah.
Look out for that. But in the beginning of that episode, it was China and Eddie Guerrero, and they faced off.
Yeah.
Right? So it's just like China was such a trailblazer, especially for women's wrestling.
Right.
It's just like, yeah, again, it goes back to what you said in regards to Benoit. Like, yeah, what they did is not necessary. But she didn't do anything that was too crazy.
I think her thing is just like she just badmouthed them too much.
But it goes back to our conversation or our debate
Yeah.
when we first started. How many people have badmouthed Vince and the WWE and eventually make their way back, right? Just like you know, with Ultimate Warrior
Right.
and all these other people, you know.
I feel like before she was gone, she left us. She was on her way to make those things work with them, and it just
And unfortunately,
was too late.
It's too late for at least to. It's not too late to put her in the Hall of Fame, but too late for them to mend those
Right.
that broken bridge. But
Sidebar:
whatever.
how crazy was it how Ultimate Warriors thing all played out? Like,
Yeah, I know. I don't know what I was watching, but it was something this week or last week, and they were playing that. I'm trying to think what exactly it was, and it's just like, damn.
Like they caught it, like not to say it was the right time, but it was just like perfect timing kind of
Yeah.
situation.
Perfect and bad timing, yeah, because
Yeah.
he passed. Anyway, but yeah, that was our poll question. I think we let you guys let us know. Got to take
Yeah.
a look.
We
Okay.
see some China, some Owens. There was some Chris Benoit's there too.
Yeah, like I said, I am not against that. I understand why people are against it. I'm not necessarily against it.
You're on the fence.
Yes. Hot topics. According to PW Insider, Zelina Vega suffered a concussion at Evolution when Nia Jax tossed her out the ring. I saw that
Yeah.
because me and my friend we were like, wait, was Tamina supposed to cash in? The way she fell was pretty bad.
Right.
And I think I mentioned it to you when we was watching, you know, she fell out the ring. A lot of the superstars and the ref went to go check on her. And it's
Right.
like, why would the superstars check on her
Right.
if it's like during a match or after a match? So, yeah.
I remember that spot. It was kind of scary just watching in general because it felt like Nia was struggling with her when she had her pressed. And she was looking for Tamina. And it was like she felt weak. And I think she just didn't have enough to hold her to Tamina fully got up.
Selena's very, I don't know if it's maybe she ain't like pick her up or
The
have
right
a
way, the right
have
grip.
Yeah, because, you know, she's one of the lighter and
Right.
smaller superstars. But anyway, you know, we wish her a speedy recovery just because she's an asset to SmackDown's roster.
Yep.
Right?
Tranquilo.
There you go. Your turn?
Oh, Dave Metzel on Wrestling Observer Radio plans on pushing Apollo Crews as Raw's highlight reel.
Walls. Ross?
As I said, Raw's
You
highlight reel.
said Walls. Anyway.
They
yes.
keep referring to him as the human highlight reel based off his moveset.
What
How
do
do
you
you
think?
feel about that?
You asked me,
Yeah,
Jinx.
yeah.
I think he should go heel.
Yeah.
I don't even think it should
Yeah.
be about a highlight reel. It's
What
just
the
not
hell's a
gonna,
what-
it's
what
not
is
gonna do
that?
anything. It's not
What
gonna
is
be
a
like
highlight reel?
it's not gonna
Like-
make me be like, oh, I mean, we all know that
So they
he's
can put him in the
talented.
intro?
Right. Like we all. Good job, buddy. Where is it? Hold on.
The applause over the crowd.
D-
What are you looking for?
Yeah, the laughing.
The crowd laugh.
But yeah, nah, it's just I think he needs to go heel. Like remember, I kept mentioning like the facial hair that he grew out. It just gives him a serious look. He's always smiling, happy go lucky. It's like
Right.
I'm not equating him to like, for example, Rock when he was Rocky Maivia, but
It kind of is.
but it's essentially that. Like, no one likes a happy-go-lucky,
It's not working
clean
for
cut.
Finn.
Right. It is working for Finn. It's just that they won't push him. And Finn is not happy-go-lucky.
No, I'm talking about that creepy smile. Everybody keeps saying, like, why is he smiling?
No,
like
not
that?
everyone does not say that, but okay.
I've seen some people that
Everyone loves Finn, but
They know what he could do. They don't know what Apollo can do, though.
exactly. So he needs to go here. This does absolutely nothing.
And there's no more Titus Worldwide.
So whoever has Titus Worldwide in our fantasy draft,
He has to repick.
Yes.
He or she has to repick. I
Yes.
forgot about that.
because every time I keep giving points to Apollo Crews, I'm like, does this actually go to Titus Worldwide or?
Yeah, now he said he's not in it anymore.
Oh, when did he say that?
During his promo before the match.
Oh yeah, what did he say?
He said,
I didn't pay attention to him.
He said, ever since I haven't been part of Titus Worldwide, I'm here to take what's mine. I'm here to be the highlight reel, that whole thing.
See, but why did they play it? So now Titus just back to in catering doing nothing?
Exactly.
Or doing like
They
some
do
charity work?
No storylines for it.
I tell
Remember,
you.
it was like
I remember
Dana Brooke and
Yeah.
that little
So-
love interest that looked like that was going to lead off to.
I don't think it was a love interest thing, but basically, I guess that might have been the breakup, right? When
Yeah.
Dana was like, "Screw this."
Yeah, but no,
Yeah.
it was a love because it was dumb. It was Apollo and Dana talking backstage, like flirting, and then Titus walked up, was like, "Yo, what are you guys talking about?" And then, yeah, you didn't really remember that, but I do.
Let me know if they were actually
They
like,
were,
flirting.
because even when in the match, he was checking on Dana, and then that's what led Titus to lose, and that's why Dana got mad.
So that was the
Yeah.
end of Titus Worldwide.
Right, like because Apollo, it felt
Over
like
a woman.
it felt like
Over
the
a
Apollo
woman.
was gonna, that's what I'm saying.
So WWE is changing their plans with Leo Rush, maybe. So apparently during Crown Jewel, right, and this past week Raw, and I'm believing the mixed match challenge, Leo didn't. You look so disappointed.
I am.
Sorry. Leo didn't do his normal
Okay,
right during the match. So
Jenna.
this man texts me that all the time, and I can't help but laugh. So what do you think about that? I think that's what brought.
Right, like Leo was the different maker as a manager, having the mic in his hand and
Yeah, you
and
have.
talking.
Yeah, you can have it before, but that's what made him annoying and you hating Bobby, right?
Right.
So
Lashley.
this man does a very good impression of Leo Rush. On that note, according to where did I get? Where is it? It's down here somewhere. Boop, 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 boop. I don't know who's according to, but apparently Vince McMahon's favorite superstar currently is.
Leo Rush.
I was expecting you to say it in his voice.
Oh. Okay.
Oh,
The man of the hour,
there you go.
Leo Rush.
There you go. That's a nice soundbite. So yes, according to Wrestling Observer newsletter,
Where we at?
I didn't know who was according to it. Can you?
Oh, stop hitting me.
Sorry. According to Wrestling Observer newsletter, that is Vince McMahon's favorite current superstar, and he has been feeding him lines
Right.
during the matches, which now they took away.
Yeah.
So
That sucks.
that does suck. Well, good for Leo that he's got,
Got a little favoritism.
from the man. So
Okay.
Okay. So according to WrestleVotes, Vince McMahon didn't want a traditional Raw versus SmackDown Survivor Series, but ever since the news of Roman Reigns and his leukemia coming back, they went back to it. He didn't want Roman versus AJ. I wonder why. That would have been good.
Because Dan is like a double-edged sword. You built up AJ to be the face of SmackDown and to carry that brand, and then you have Roman that's supposed to be the face of your company. Who's gonna take the L?
But
They don't want that.
But that's the best of the best.
They don't want
So,
that.
but you have Ronda, who was supposed to be the baddest and the face
That's
of
my
the.
point. Like they had no choice it down, but they didn't. They probably was trying to avoid that too, but they have no choice now because Roman is gone. So
Why would it? But I'm trying to. Why do you say they wouldn't want that?
What, the AJ versus
Roman.
because again, AJ's the face of your like.
So well, you're not giving me.
Because basically they don't want anybody to lose credibility between the two. Because if Roman loses to AJ, it's gonna look bad. If AJ loses to Roman, it's gonna look bad.
But where do you get this mindset, like this opinion from?
Because it's the way they've been booking Roman and the way they've been booking AJ lately. I don't think that's what they wanted. They wanted to avoid that as much as possible because AJ is your money in terms of like smarks, and then Roman is your face of your company money guy. Brock is not really your face of your money. Like Brock is just an attraction, so you could sacrifice that.
Okay. So, but like back in the day, you would have Stone Cold and Brock face each other. Those are the two faces.
They wasn't thinking about money back then like that. Think about how much merch they got now and merch they had back then.
You think they weren't thinking about money back then?
Not like this.
But times have changed. Right?
Yeah, but they was thinking about more so sponsorships through ratings. They don't care about ratings right now.
Clearly.
They don't.
Clearly. Go ahead, what's the next thing?
Crown Jewel, according to Wrestling Observer, was supposed to be Brock Lesnar's last contractual match. After Roman Reigns' departure, Brock signed another deal, and it is now it's not an exclusive deal. Yeah, it's not an exclusive deal, and can fight in the UFC whenever he wants. How do you feel about that?
Awkward
Lesnar.
Awkward silence.
I already told you this. I told you why I like this. And honestly, I do think it would be dope for him to win both titles.
In the grand scheme of things, that would be an amazing. Like I would be on board, even if Brock showed up and was just a complete jerk, but at least he showed up.
I have a feeling. I have a feeling he's gonna show up more often this time because they have to fill in that gap. Again, I feel like they signed them to him so he could put Roman over. They kept calling audibles because they felt like the crowd wasn't ready for it. Stop hitting me!
Damn.
But yeah, I feel like he's gonna.
It's like a kid. You got a skull. Like, don't touch that. Put that down. You better not grab that candy. You know that's you.
I told you I was the defiant one. But yeah, I think again in the grand scheme of it, and that's why I said that's why I like him having the titles. I would love to see him hold both. It'll be good in my opinion.
I would be okay with that as long as he showed up more often.
I think he's gonna show up some more.
So, according to Dirty Sheets, the main reason why the WWE did not back down from their crown jewel deal with Saudi Arabia, which was obvious, they didn't want to breach their 10-year contract, right? The contract was worth $500 million. I thought it was worth $1 billion, but okay.
I guess combining with the rest of it, with them paying,
it'd be over $1 billion.
It's over $1 billion.
Okay, so the contract is worth $500 million apparently. On top of that, Saudi Arabia was willing to throw in $800 for pyro.
$800 million.
$800. It just takes $800 for pyro. That's it.
That's it.
That's why we haven't been getting pyro on the weekly shows. $800 million for pyro, big names to be included, and for talent, and marketing and travel. No wonder why there was so much marketing for these shows and not Evolution.
Right.
And what was the clause in the contract?
And the clause in the contract is if Vince decides to sell a company in between his 10-year contract, he has to give the Prince of Saudi Arabia first dibs. And the offer that the Prince has is he's willing to buy WWE for $7 billion.
Now, if you were Vince McMahon and you, if you were Vince McMahon and you're over it, and I'm the Prince, and I'm gonna give you $7 billion. Do you take it?
It's tough. Only because I'm very big on family traditions and passing down stuff. And now that his father passes down to him and he has kids to pass this down to, like, I'm already rich. I'll probably say no. But knowing Vince is looking at that $7 billion like.
What do you think?
I wouldn't do it because of what he
said. Yeah.
Shane or Stephanie should get it.
Exactly.
Right.
Or Triple H. Triple H. But
yeah.
No, and I agree too. It's just like you're already rich on top of that. It'd be one thing if like I'm like you're a struggling. Like for example, let's say if it was like TNA or Impact Wrestling, whatever you want to call them.
Right, or Ring of Honor.
Exactly. Then I can understand that, right? But if it's like this is part of your family,
Right.
and like you're already a billionaire or close to it, like it fluctuates. I don't know.
Right.
Rich people problems. But you know, yeah. I would if I was me, I wouldn't
Ouch.
I wouldn't accept it.
But
Plus
also,
it's too messy dealing with
Saudi Arabia.
yeah.
But I've heard stories that Vince actually sued his father for the company. So
like if that's like you seem so passionate about it, and the fact that you don't let anyone make like any decisions,
Right.
like I don't know. I don't see him accepting that deal.
I've heard he's been thinking about it.
I've heard he for the past few years. I feel like he's mentioned it, right?
Yeah.
But you pass it down to the family.
Triple H.
Yes, that's the family.
And Stephanie.
That's the family.
No offense, Shane. We love you, but
I think Shane can do some, or maybe because he's just fickle. Because one minute he's there and then he's not there.
No,
Is that type of thing?
that and two plus Triple H has proven himself, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, we've seen Shane in gorilla position and just being very hands on with it too.
Right, but on his own, like Triple H built.
I'm not
NXT
saying. Yeah, correct. But what I'm saying is, Shane and Stephanie are very capable. I feel like having really
Right.
high positions in the company to make decisions and what have you. So, but yeah. Speaking of Shane, according to Dave Mesler, the reason for Shane replacing Miz is to plant possibly a heel turn, which we were essentially alluding to earlier.
Right.
So it makes sense. Like, in regards you referring to yourself as the best. He didn't refer to himself as the best in the world.
Yeah,
but
he denounced that.
exactly. But, I mean, that's the only thing I can see benefiting him getting involved in that match and winning.
And then plus he's on the Survivor Series team, which is kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. Shane Hill. So then he's gonna go against Paige.
But I mean, that's the dynamic. It's always been essentially a heel or a face GM, and then you get what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So for how long have we seen on SmackDown two faces, right? And we saw them tease it with Daniel Bryan and Shane, but they didn't necessarily pull the trigger.
Nah.
So, I mean, and Shane, back in the day, Shane was an annoying heel, and he played it well.
Yeah, he
so,
did.
So I would love to see Shane tap back into that. We haven't seen that in years, so I would like to see him do that.
So SmackDown at Manchester had a poor attendance. Literally half the arena was blocked off.
To the overseas, man. Well, no, I mean, in all seriousness, every time they go over there, it's typically a sellout show.
Right.
Especially since it's overseas and they don't typically get shows. So I found that odd that it didn't sell out like that.
You know what I think?
What?
Now that I think back about it, they dropped the ball, yo. They could have easily had Shinsuke do an open challenge. Did Shinsuke wrestle this past week?
He wrestled on Crown Jewel, and he had a little promo.
He could have
On
wrestled.
SmackDown.
He should wrestle on SmackDown, U.S. Open Challenge, and have one of those NXT UK guys come out.
Yeah, but by then you don't know what's actually happening on the. Regardless, the half of the arena wasn't sold out, so that doesn't really do much.
I'm just to my sidebar thinking like
that'd have been dope. Yeah, this is one way to call somebody up, and yeah, absolutely. God, you are on point today. Besides the Brock thing, you are on point.
Yo, get off. I told you the realistic behind the Brock thing and why I like it. So, but yeah.
Yeah, but so yeah, that would have been dope. I don't know. It just I would love to.
Everybody's feeling it with WWE. That's
Yeah,
overall.
I mean, yeah, and it just I don't know. Whatever. Speaking of which, Raw audience like viewership dropped from 2.47 to 2.44 million.
They don't care.
Yeah, obviously
They dropped because it was spoiled.
Yeah. So Triple H, your man's. Did you see his injury?
Yeah.
He has really bad injury. It's never like
And he's
an
very
ankle.
tough about it.
Imagine you tear your pectoral muscle. What was it? He tore his quad.
Yeah, and
That-
finished the match.
He tore. Then he tears
Twice.
twice. Like he
Finished
has.
the match both times.
He has like the craziest injuries and finish. He is tough.
And with the quad thing, he took the walls of Jericho. Like he really took it.
And just in general, and even with this, like he continued to match. Like I saw highlights in regards to it, like very briefly, and it was very
You could tell.
like
He went
lackluster.
southpaw.
Yeah, but you gotta do what you have to do. But he had a successful surgery, so we wish him a speedy recovery. Because I don't mind Triple H wrestling.
Nah, he's cool.
Yeah, he's fine.
My boy Naito. What do you call him?
Naito,
That's not what you just called him earlier today.
what are you talking about?
Oh, word? That's the game we're playing?
That's the game we're playing.
All right, cool. Naito turned down an offer from WWE. He had a meeting with WWE officials in Japan, and while he was at dinner, he excused himself to go to the restroom, and he never came back.
That is hilarious. Shout out to Naito for that. Good for him. And right after that, we have Madison Rayne explains the reason why she decided not to go sign with WWE. She just felt like she had a better opportunity in Ring of Honor. So I feel like these two tie into each other because they're seeing how talent is being used currently. So it's just like, yeah, I can get more, maybe more money, maybe not even necessarily.
Right.
But I can get more money and maybe possibly more exposure, but that's not guaranteed.
Right.
So I mean, shout out to them because you're not gonna throw money at me and then I head over there and you're not gonna utilize me properly. So
I said CN probably texting like, "Don't do it, don't do it."
Right.
My brother.
So
Even Nakamura's like, "Yo, wait for me. I'm coming back. Hold up."
So speaking of the women, Nikki Bella feels that the Bellas don't get that much credit for the women's evolution. She spoke in this corner, explained how her and her sister have been punching bags essentially with all of this stuff, and for some reason, they are projected as the women who don't care about wrestling. But she said she's been wrestling for 12 years and she's broke her neck and has come back and came back. She has a passion for wrestling, professional wrestling. And on top of that, she said she saw the work that was put into bridging the gap between the people from that era to now. And so when people try to take that away from the Divas era, she said that hurts her. And there was a couple other things she said, but essentially she has an issue. She understands it. It is what it is, but she has an issue. Do you feel her on that?
No,
Oh, here goes Heel Blue.
I don't.
Okay.
Even when they gave them credit for the revolution, it used to bother me. Like, oh, everybody tweeted it after that match when it was 2 minutes between Brie Bella and whoever it was. I forgot who it was.
Right.
It was being voiced before that. Like, people were complaining about matches before that. People was looking at the NXT women like, why aren't these girls on the main roster?
So I told you how I became a fan of Sasha.
Right.
Just people from just saying, oh, you got to watch these girls, blah, blah, blah.
Right. And even with the main roster girls, people was looking at Alicia Fox and Emma like, why are they not getting much time? And Paige, why are they not getting much time? Of AJ Lee, they wasn't looking at the Bellas like, oh, why are they getting much more time? I get it.
What do you mean when you said Alicia and Emma? They weren't
Yeah, they were.
on the main roster?
They was doing double duty.
Emma wasn't on the...
Emma, yes, she was. She was doing double duty. This is when she was doing the thing with Santino Marella. And
Got
then,
it.
like,
Okay. Yeah.
people knew that they could go. So they're
Okay.
like, yo, why are these girls getting more time to show that women can really wrestle?
Right.
They wasn't looking at Nikki Bella and Brie Bella like, why aren't they getting much time so people could know they can wrestle? Yes, you were part of it, and I'm not taking away from that, but you're not the reason. You're making it seem like you're trying to make it about you. Like,
Okay, go ahead. Continue.
like that's how I feel. Like, doesn't get enough credit. Well, like...
Honestly, I feel like over the past few weeks, I have been such a softie when it comes to the Bellas. I don't think that's what Nikki is saying. It's about you. I think her thing is they don't give them enough credit. Yes, they were part of the Divas era, and they had that look and that gimmick, and you use them on this and that and the third. But like she said, she broke her neck, and she didn't leave. She came back. She wanted to come back.
And I applaud her for that.
Right. So on that, like, she essentially she did what the company wanted. Right. Was how much pull does she really have to say? Well, listen, Vince, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be a diva. I want to actually wrestle. You know what I mean? And it wasn't. It took someone like AJ or what have you to really tweet and getting the hashtag going. So I don't think she's saying, look at me, I'm the one that did it.
No, but no. When you look at the video packages, that's what they say. Like, oh, after the match with Brie Bella and da 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 da, when it was done in 2 minutes, that's when the hashtag started. That's been bothering me.
Yeah.
So when she say stuff like this is what I think of. Like,
Yeah.
this is how you've been
Gotcha.
looking at it.
I
Like,
gotcha.
oh, it's because of us. That's because of that match we had.
But again, I don't think it's not necessarily them saying that. I think it just goes back to, at the end of the day, the Bellas are popular figures, so we have to try to tie things together, and I think that's what the WWE does, try to tie to them, and that's the reasoning for it.
That's another one. A quote that she said that during the women's title, there was bras and panties, and during Divas, we try to give you real matches. She said that in one of the quotes. And I'm saying, like, yes, there was bra and panty matches, but it wasn't for the title like that. You still had Jacqueline, you still had Jazz, you had people that was really going for those titles. You had Molly Holly, China. Like, so don't try to downplay that era to put up your era. And
you know what? That's a great point, because you can't. It's like you can't play both sides. You can't, like you said, you can't downplay the first women's era, wrestlers, and then try to big up the Divas era, and then downplay this current, like, you know what I mean? Like you gotta pay homage to everything.
Like the Divas division was played off of the Divas Search. And the Divas Search wasn't about women wrestling. Yeah. So how you gonna put up the Divas division search and then try to put down the women's like, no.
Yeah. I mean, again, I don't necessarily I don't think she's saying it's about us and give us all the credit, but I do understand there's some flaws in her argument, but at least listen, they're still there, right? Okay. Yeah. Wow. I'm trying to be on their side a little bit. I'm a face.
I feel like the Bella Army's gonna come for me.
They should. So to our last hot topic, Ronda Rousey was named the #1 woman wrestler for 2008. She was wrestling back in 2008. PWI's 2018 list.
Top 100?
Yes. Others such as Alexa Bliss rounded out the top 10. Becky Lynch came in at number 11, and her quote for that was, go ahead.
The only way I should be an 11 is if the question is scaled through 1 to 10, how hot is Becky Lynch right now? The man.
Flames. So on that note, the debate question is, who is the top woman wrestler of 2018? Go.
Becky Lynch.
Why Becky Lynch?
She created more awareness and more heat and then more cheers than I could think of anybody this year.
She doesn't really have heat.
When I'm talking about, like, draw heat as much as, like, when she first did it, they tried to draw the heat, so to say. But just that heel antic and the attention drawn towards her without being the person they tried to do it with, yeah, she's the hottest one this year.
So even with Alexa's early success of the beginning of the year, Ronda's success throughout the year, Charlotte, you still going with Becky?
Yeah, because Becky wasn't planned to be that person. She took it.
Yeah, I agree. I was just questioning. I agree. I agree. But Becky, obviously, we know PWI is based off kayfabe wins and losses, so you can't. When I saw people getting mad, I'm like, well, you can't get mad because essentially Ronda has been booked.
She's undefeated,
right? Undefeated. So she has the most wins. So if you have the most wins, you're the best, right?
Basically.
But on that note, in regards to just skill wise, promo, Becky has blown everybody out the water, and this from August to now, she's in demand. And again, it's just not even with just women superstars.
She's hitting both sides.
Yes, and I want to clarify the discussion question: top women wrestlers in WWE, because we don't really follow like that.
Right.
So other promotions. So I just want to clarify.
Trying
to. It's too much wrestling and then work and everything and life. But anyway, it's top women wrestlers in WWE, and I agree. Becky is the man, legit.
Oh, I had a quick question. How do you feel about her claiming to be the man? Because I know that a lot of people was like, well, don't you want to put the women over and you're calling yourself the man? How do you feel about that?
I knew that was going to be an issue. I like it. I don't know. I get it why people would have an issue. Like, it might seem sexist or whatever the case might be, but I like it. It's just like you just boasting yourself as like so arrogant that I can be the woman and the man. I like it, to be honest with you. I don't have an issue with it. I want to actually buy the shirt on www.customtees.com.
Nice plug.
Yes, I do. But literally, I do want to buy the shirt. Walk around. I wish they said I am the man. I'm the man. It just says the man though.
It does?
Yeah. I wanted to say I'm the man or I am the man, whatever it says on her actual shirt.
I'll talk to you after the show about that.
In my opinion in regards to that?
No.
Oh.
Something else. Can I do a quick mention? I forgot to tell you this.
Sure.
So there's a Neville sighting. He decided to tweet today.
Yeah.
Or yesterday.
Yeah?
Yeah, he said, I'm back on Twitter.
Interesting.
And the last time he tweeted was that horrible shirt.
Okay.
That horrible shirt they tried to sell for him that he didn't like so much.
Right.
But yeah, shout out to him.
Okay, so we both think Becky is the man.
Yeah.
Okay, so on that note, that is our show. Thank you for listening and or watching.
The Mixed Tag Show with Jenna and
Azul. You can catch us at the Mixed Tag Show on our social media pages. You can also catch us on our individual pages at
Miss Jenna Baby, BAYBEE.
And at Blue Magic Grind, spelled the way it sounds. Look out for our WWE shop link if you want to purchase all the latest gear. Get it there at our link. You don't have to type anything in. It's in our description box or it's in our profiles on our social media pages. Look out for our Patreon stuff because we're waiting for Blue to get it popping with that.
We're going to get a lift off.
Yeah, I'm tired. I don't really want to do a skit, to be honest with you. I know I look good, but...
Okay, well...
All right, let's figure it out. Let's see. Let's see.
What,
we'll talk about it. Anyway, that's our show. Thank you.
And on that note, I bid you adieu. Wait, let me get my button ready. Goodbye. Mwah. And good night.
It's the Mixed Tag Show.
The Mixed Tag Show.
With Jenna.
And blue.
Damn.